Yo, what's up, everybody? RageCage20 here. Back with In This Moment's Mother album. Today we have Born in Flames, which obviously the first thing that makes me think of is Witching Hour. This is We Were Born in Flames, obviously. Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to have a similar topic or effect in this one. I don't know. It also, just flames makes me think of twin flames in general. I don't know if we're going to get a little bit of that feeling or if it's going to go a different direction. I don't know. I know I'm excited to find out, though. And unrelated news. I just finally sent a text message to my friend who teaches guitar lessons and is dating and living with a guitar player. Both of them I met in college that did guitar. I'm asking her if she's cool if I float by guitar questions by her occasionally, and she can help me with the terminology, because I'm still trying to figure out what this one effect is called. Well, two effects really I have questions of, and she just said, "Oh yeah, I hope I can help. If there's something I don't know, I bet the person that she's with would know." So we're in. I'm going to ask questions about that later, because I realized that the terms I was using I looked them up and they were incorrect, so I don't know what actually the term is called. So my bad for using incorrect terminology. But again, I don't know strings. Strings are not my forte, unfortunately. One day maybe, but no, not right now. Anyways, we are here for In This Moment. Born in Flames. Maria, give me something beautiful. Some spicy or beautiful or both. I'll take both, but hey, I'll be okay with one or the other. Get me something oomph. I know Maria doesn't let me down, so we don't have to worry about it. Born in Flames, let's get it. I know it starts off really quiet because I've been listening to As Above, So Below occasionally, and it starts playing this one because it's the next one on the album, and I don't hear anything for the first few seconds before I get a chance to stop it, so I don't actually listen to it. So it starts really quiet. Remember that.
I can feel that you're hurting. I feel it in your eyes. A familiar sting I always recognize. You don't speak a word, but I can hear what you say. I watch as you burn and come back to life again.
Hold on, give me a second here, people. I had to look something up because I wanted to find out if this was true or not. I still can't tell. There's nothing that really tells me whether or not this is true. There's nothing in here explaining it. But then I found something out, something interesting. Something very interesting. Get out of here. Get out of here. Whatever. Okay, I don't know if any of this is true or not, but so when I was listening to this, when I was listening through here, it again made me think. If I hope someone has answered this for me at this point, because I still haven't done a whole lot of digging. I still only just released the first video of this today, so no one's really had the chance to listen to me ask them to do it or not. But I still wonder, because right here it says that like Chris interviewed her, so I don't know if and he hired her, so I imagined that Chris isn't her brother, but there's another picture that literally says of here, this is why you can't trust the internet these days, Maria and her brother Chris. So is Chris Howarth not her brother? Maybe she, but they look very similar. They have like same color eyes, very similar face structure. So I have no idea if it's actually her brother or not. If she has a brother, I don't know. But what I did find was the thing about her father, which someone probably has explained to me right now. Something about him sexually abusing her and getting her pregnant, and she has a kid. I don't know if that's true, but that's just something I just read. I just found that out right now. I was like, oh. Very interesting, because it sounded to me like that whole chorus there, don't you know that we are gods, and holy blood runs through our veins, that you're a king raised by queens. It sounds like if we're just going on the assumption that Chris is her brother. I don't fucking know. I don't think he is. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know what's true anymore. Just like kind of there's a song to him or maybe to her son or something. I don't fucking know. I mean, born in flames. Born unholy, but we're holy in her blood could be to her son or something. I don't fucking know if she even has a son. I assume so. I don't know why so much of the internet would lie. But raised by queens, not only herself, because it said when she was 15 as she got pregnant, but also by her two moms. So I could see this being either to a brother or to her son or something. So it kind of feels like that's who the song is dedicated to. But I don't know. Fuck if I know. But yeah, no, a little bit's may if that what I just read is true, a lot is making sense. Like I assume based off of some of her songs that maybe she had dark skeletons in her closet. Well, they're not really skeletons because it seems to be pretty public, but it's a dark past, really hard upbringing and whatnot. And it sounds like yes. Which would make sense why she kind of has this inner battle constantly. It makes me sad. Some people really should not fucking reproduce and really should try to have some kind of system in place. Again, I've said it before, I really think that my roommate's idea of everyone being sterilized and having it reverse if you pass some kind of test and or home life inspection for a long period of time that you can give birth, because some people just shouldn't reproduce. But in the end we did get Murray Brink out of it, so it's a hard one to judge, because sometimes we can get people out of that can use that pain and make beautiful art out of it, and make beautiful stuff just in general. It doesn't have to even be art out of it. So that's a That's a hard toss-up. I don't know. Some people just shouldn't reduce my opinion. Anyways. So let's get back into the song, shall we? That took a very interesting turn. But I was just like, I have to find out if they're related and if this song's about him. So I just started looking that up there. So we'll definitely go back through the last kind of the in between the last two choruses and the way outros for sure, just to refresh, make sure I was still hearing as I was listening and whatnot. But we do have some stuff to go over in the beginning here. This is another thing. I should really wait for me to click in before I start talking, because then you don't see me but you hear me. That doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna, anyways. This is another term I don't know. I feel like is it sheet metal? I don't know what the term is, but you know that really thin metal, when you wobble it, it makes this very interesting sound. I can't make the sound very well, but this very, very loud, like trash canny sound. I hope you know what I'm talking about, because that is going to come into play here in the beginning. So the beginning sound here kind of either reminded me of like marching or that metal sound. Let me hear it again, because I feel like that. Yeah, maybe let's listen to it again. Or a drying machine just kind of wobbling around. Yeah, that very that thin metal that makes that kind of sound when you wave it. Anyone else? Is it just me? Anyways. Anyway, I don't know what the sound effect in the beginning is supposed to represent or is supposed to mean. But it's very cool. It's almost like industrial, kind of using very interesting sound effects and whatnot. I just like has this very pulsing nature to it. And then this is very kind of engineered, like almost EDM, like very heavily produced kind of beat that comes in here. Very electronic sounding, very interesting. Something I feel like, again, I would hear maybe some like kind of 80s cartoon or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You guys following me here on this crazy brain trains I've been going off of? Like, you hear it too? Interesting.
I can feel that you're hurting. I feel it in your eyes.
Let's see. Yeah. So the start of these vocals, I don't even know how to begin to express to say this, but a very, very nice, very awesome viewer of mine mentioned in the first video. You know who you are. Hi, how's it going? But yeah, definitely. It definitely felt like Maria's vocals in the last album were definitely very kind of distorted and kind of very echoey and heavily influenced. And in this album, not so much. But this song is really giving me like that kind of airy, echoey, reverby, heavy voice from like Ritual. I feel like it came back in here. There is a part where it kind of comes to the forefront and that like stops happening. I think it's in the second verse, if I remember correctly. But it creates this very interesting effect while the whole time let's be honest here. These lyrics, they get real here and here, especially if it has anything to do with the two with the two guesses that I had for either being potentially a relative or a child of hers that she's saying this to, is real. I can feel that you're hurting. I feel it in your eyes, a familiar sting I always recognize. Oof, like that's biting. You feel that. Like you feel those words for sure. You don't speak a word, but I can hear what you're saying. I watch as you burn and come back to life again. Now that part we're gonna have to look at, because I think in that section there, the section of words, she decided to say fuck the rhyme scheme, fuck metering, if I remember correctly, fuck everything. I'm telling a story here, and I don't care if it flows right. is kind of what it sounded like to me, which hell, I can respect that. I can respect the hell out of that choice. Just when I heard it, I was like, that was interesting. So we're gonna check that out again. But let's just let it just play out through this first verse and just kind of really get all the effects and everything happening. Let's just re-listen to this here.
A familiar sting I always recognize.
I like that. I kind of like the way she's delivering these lines. I remember hearing that. I don't know why I'm not paying attention to. Yeah. Let's go back to the beginning of this verse, because I remember the second I heard the way she was delivering, I was like, it sounds familiar. I don't know from what, but.
I can feel that you're hurting.
Dun 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 dun
I feel it in your eyes.
I feel like I kind of heard that like phrasing from somewhere before, and it just kind of has this like, it definitely has this emotional kind of notation phrasing to it, but I don't know, like words coming to mind is kind of like almost like a nightclub jazzy bluesy sound, but that doesn't sound exactly right. But just kind of the way that it flows and the way that it's phrased just kind of has this like performed sound to it, if that makes any sense. To me it doesn't, but maybe it does. Like I know what I'm talking about, but the words used doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe you get it, hopefully. I don't know, it's almost like sassiness but also smooth at the same time, but wrapped in this kind of sad emotional shell at the same time. Very interesting combination that's happening here. Very interesting. And on recognize, I like the way she ended it.
Familiar sting I always
Recognize, and there's even there's a little bit of like almost like a tremble vibrato in there that just kind of gives it this like really sad kind of feel to it, like almost like verge of breaking up and crying kind of sound. Like she's definitely giving this song emotion. I could feel the emotion coming off her.
always recognize.
I like the echo. The echo's pretty good.
I can hear what you say.
Interesting. Say. You don't really hear the ng on there. Like you can feel the n, but it's not like ing, like very soft n, and you can't really hear the g in there. That's interesting.
Watch as you burn and come back to life again.
Hold on, maybe that's how she makes it flow.
Watch as you burn and come back.
Fucking.
Don't speak a word, but I can hear what you say. I watch as you burn and come back to life again.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because the way she says saying, almost like saying, like again, saying. It's like she's setting it up to fit a rhyme scheme that she's going to do with again, but then doesn't say again like she could, says again. It's like a deliberate choice to break up the rhyme scheme that she's setting up beforehand. That's fascinating. I'm not against it. That's kind of cool. It's like almost like as I've mentioned before, this sometimes will, or I feel like she writes stuff to be like, this is what you want to hear. I'm not going to give it to you. Like, it's almost like she's taking control away from you as the listener at the same time. That's fascinating. I like that.
Burning, come back to life again.
No ain in there, just again. Just straight up again. Fascinating. I like this. This is intriguing. Alrighty. Yeah, that's what I wanted to check, and we checked it, and that was interesting. I said 105 check, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, then around 140. We're gonna let the chorus just kind of roll out in general, but around 140, I liked the repeat on "Born in Flames." I thought that was really nice, and I like how it just kind of goes right back into the next verse. I thought that was kind of cool. So let's listen to this chorus. Let's listen.
Don't you know?
Okay. Well, first off, right coming down there, that huge kind of, again, very not necessarily MIDI or midi, however you want to pronounce that. I say MIDI, but very kind of techno-y engineered sound, kind of sound. This one sounds like it could be coming from a synth keyboard kind of sound, but that heavy down beat chord in there, right? It says, and don't you know, as it just comes down with that chord. That's pretty cool. It creates this rising tension moment in there, like, oh, that's interesting.
Again. Don't you know that we are thoughts?
It's very like 70s 80s sound right there. It's fascinating.
And holy blood runs through our veins.
I like that. I was kind of expecting, like, for a second, I had this inner monologue within a few seconds in my head. I don't know if that's the right phrasing. I had this inner debate inside my head. Just a stream of couple sentences here within a few seconds. That was like, when I heard holy blood, it kind of raised at the end of the phrase. I was expecting veins to go down, but I was like, I don't think it does. And that was interesting. Let's hear that again.
That we are thoughts. And holy blood
Veins. Kind of expected to go that way, but it doesn't.
runs through our veins.
I like that. Da, da, da. Again, it kind of has that sassy, smooth, almost bluesy, kind of playful, like you're performing this live kind of sound to it. That's interesting. That's creamy right there. That's beautiful.
Don't you know
Yep, that chord comes in again.
you're king, raised by queens, born in flames, born in flames.
Yeah, that exactly what I was expecting to hear, that fall there. Da, da, da. But I like how it's Born in Flames is repeated, almost as if to like really emphasize what you're saying. You know, like if you're having like a passionate speech, you know, like, we are kings. We are kings. You know, kind of like that, saying it again for the emphasis to like really let that sink in. It really, really delivers home here on Born in Flames. Kind of like she's saying this to somebody, which I assume that's the way it's intended to be written, is as if he's saying this to whoever this king is being raised by queens. Whoever that may be. My theories have already been given. I'm not going to go over it again. But, you know, like, you're kind of telling them this, and you say the last line, and then you kind of think about it, and you repeat it like, you know, we were born in flames. You know? That contemplative repeat there is, that's beautiful. And right after she says it, the drums kick in. That's fucking, let's go.
Born in flames.
Like that rhythm too. Like the drums kick in to kind of be like, okay, now we're here. Now we're getting into the song. Like, that was the intro. Now we're getting into it, but also you still have that very airy, mystical 80s sound going over the top of it, like Stranger Things sound going over the top of it. Um, and then I think at some point her voice is about to come to the forefront here, so it's not very reverby, echoey in the back. Very interesting.
I can see that you're changing. Something's taking hold. I watch you harness your demons. You're starting to take control.
Okay, these lyrics in here, strong. Just those two lines especially. All those now, actually, no, all four of those. I can see that you're changing. Something's taking hold. I watched you harness your demons. You're starting to take control, like kind of arguably like what Maria's done, taking that darkness and taking those demons, getting it under your control and using it. I mean, I don't know if we can necessarily argue for good, but I would say this is good. But kind of using that as your strength instead of letting those demons control you. You're starting to take control. That's some real shit right there. That was some fucking lyrics we're dropping right here.
You know you are me, and I know I am you.
I wrote that down here. That whole line right there. You are me and I am you. I think I feel like I mentioned this before. She's used this in a past song, so I mentioned it then. But not only in yeah, I've said this, so I don't know why I've said this. I don't know if I looked ahead of these lyrics. I don't think I did. But maybe she used them before. But Natural Born Sinner, maybe I am you. You are me and I am you. And this one, and Twin Flames, baby, I was you, you were me, something like that. Yeah, that line coming back here again, very interesting.
And I promise you someday our pain would pull us through.
Some real shit right there. That's some real shit right there.
Don't you know?
Here she is. It's in the second time we get back to the chorus there. It's a subtle change, but you can hear kind of the reverb and all that echoey effects just stop. She doesn't necessarily get like louder and like right up in front of you and stuff, but like that drops and she becomes clearer. It's interesting. It's like all of a sudden like she's here now, instead of she's like this is a story she was telling, but now she's here. Now she's here in person, kind of thing. This is interesting change here.
I promise you someday our pain would pull us through.
The echo effect stops too.
Don't you know? Oh, yeah,
I like that repeating in there. That like whispering, repeating, we are gods. Listen to that. That's beautiful. I didn't notice that before. Because this is the kind of around the point where I started researching. So that's definitely why I didn't notice.
oh, yeah, holy blood runs through
Yeah.
my veins.
So instead of an echo, it's she's layered in there, repeating herself, but slower. In between where one phrase ends and the next phrase begins. That's really cool. I like that. Trading that echo for a repeat. Really cool. That very cry sound that she is there, which is that kind of gravelly before she starts there. Just kind of in that kind of little pitch raised there for a second. Gorgeous. Kind of creating that emotional effect while also keeping the tonality. Very important. Love that. Beautiful. No. Love that. Love those drum hits. That's really cool. But this again is kind of this aloof airiness to the guitars as well happening in here, and this is giving me more like I want to say 70s, maybe 80s or 90s feel as well to it. When was she born? I don't really want to look this up. I know I just saw it. Because like, I feel like, is she an 80s child? 77, so she would have been more conscious and aware in the 80s, early 80s from the beginning. Interesting. Because this is not the first time I've gotten kind of an 80s feel from her before. So it's very interesting. Even earlier feels as well. I've also gotten some 50s and 70s as well. But yeah, it's not the first time I've gotten 80s vibes from her before. So that kind of makes sense. But yeah, just kind of that very smooth sounding guitar kind of gives me this 80s, or even I've heard this kind of effect in a lot of 90s music as well. Very, very interesting sounds here coming from the guitar. And very, again, slow, methodical, emotional. Very interesting. And of course, that snare hit to bring back in the next verse or chorus or whatnot. They used it quite a bit, especially in "Fly Like an Eagle," but it has a strong effect on it, so I can't blame it at all. I love kind of even just the pure sound. She's not really going for like a crazy belt, at least not at the moment. And again, I wasn't 100% paying attention, if I'm being honest. So I don't know if she does at any point. But she's also not getting really, not really aggressive. She's not going to vocal fry. She's also not graveling it. It's just kind of like very clean and pure, but also giving it extra energy, extra volume, extra emotion at the same time, without like going extreme on either end. Just kind of like selling it, really. It's interesting. Very, very nice. I like this. I like this change here. Very emotional. You'll cry there. Dropping into that little bit of fry and gravel there. That pure smooth outro. Good vibrato there. Nice little interval jump there. Bring it down, then immediately jump it back up. That's kind of cool. That's pretty easy, motherfucker, right there. And then that effect comes back on as she fades out the last line there. That effect comes back on. She just born in flames, just drops it off there. That's beautiful. Well, that's gorgeous. I really need to know more about Maria. Because yeah, dark past check, as they always suspected. I mean, I assume. Again, I don't know. I really am going to go... one thing I do promise that I'm going to go that people have already probably told me by this point that this video comes out, and probably again after this video comes out, but what I am going to do now, so you know, is I'm going to really go search her family history to see if she has siblings and if one of them's in the band. I do not know. It says yes. It also says no. So my research has been very inconclusive so far, but it's also been very baseline and not deep at all. So I hope to change that. So thank you for joining me. That was pretty. That was beautiful. It was exactly what I was when I said make it beautiful or make it spicy. She made it beautiful, and I like beautiful. I'll take beautiful all day. As I say, Maria doesn't disappoint. I mean, come on, yeah, I all know that. That was beautiful. That was gorgeous. That was powerful, impactful. Some deep shit in there that has made me very interested to learn more. And just it's good. That's good shit. Next one, God Is She. A little nervous for that song. Not gonna lie, But I will not prejudge because Maria has never let me down in the past. It's just if you know me personally, I've discussed this in a few videos, whether it be either comment wise or in a reaction video or World of Warcraft. For some reason, it happens a lot in World of Warcraft. It's because I got a lot to do, or a lot of just doing the same button combinations to kill the same stuff. So it's just conversations just sprout out. But I mean, like I am completely for equal rights. I feel like everyone should be treated equally. And I know that a lot of that does not go on in the world, and it is truly criminal, and people should be arrested for said behavior and or punished in some way, shape, or form. There really should be equality in this world, and I hate that there's not. And that's how I truly feel about it. However, I am a huge proprietor of be careful to not become the very thing that you fight against. I feel like that is something that people don't always take into consideration and go too far in the wrong direction. And honestly, I think feminism is a huge victim of that. There's a lot of things that are huge victims of that, but I think feminism is a huge victim of that, to where there are crazy accounts of women going like extreme, no, we're gonna be in charge and men will have no power, crazy shit like that. That doesn't happen with all feminists. And I know that there's really good feminists out there, but there's some crazy fanatical feminists that are like, let's just kill men. Like, they haven't said this, or but like it's almost that extreme, like let's just kill men and just have only women. Like, they go crazy extreme. So whenever I see something that's like God is she, it's like, I don't know, where are we going with this? You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I'm all for equality and equal rights, and everyone should be treated fairly and equally, and I agree with that completely. However, let's not go crazy with it. So that title alone makes me feel like I'm a little nervous that we're going crazy with it, but I'm not going to prejudge her. I haven't looked at the lyrics at all, besides that she says God is she like 1,000,000 times at one point. Not 1,000,000, 8, 9 times. That's all I've seen. I haven't looked into it or what it's about, so I'm not going to prejudge. Just know I'm a little nervous, and that's why. I'm hoping we're not going extreme anti-men feminism here, and we're just going to keep it like, hopefully it's not feministic at all. I mean, because that'd be cool, but if it is, hopefully it doesn't go that direction with it. So anyways, thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.